So there's many different types of teachers that hold the double-sided drum. We've already talked about the male teachers, the very common ones that hold the drum, and it's important when one is interested in teachers, and especially in Mahasiddhas, to know the difference between the teachers that hold the drum, because they're often confused. Sometimes we don't have inscriptions. Sometimes it's sculpture with no inscriptions, and so you have to look for different ways to determine what is the context and what is the actual identity of the figure, whether it's Padampa Sangye or Dhammarupa or Virya or some other person. Now, for women teachers, for female teachers, we really only have two candidates. We have Machig Labron, and then we have Niguma. Machig Labron is by far the more common in art, and she can be seated in a relaxed posture and holding the damaru raised in her right hand. She can appear almost identical to Niguma, who has that same appearance, except Niguma is often dark in complexion, whereas the Machig Labron is almost always depicted as white in color. Now, where we run into some difficulty is between Machig Labron and her more idealized form as a kind of a goddess, peaceful attire, or semi-peaceful, semi-wrathful, where she's standing dancing on the left leg, right leg drawn up, and she's holding a bell in the right hand, and a bell in the left hand, and the right hand holding the damaru upraised. Now, where the problem arises is this is the identical appearance to Buddha Dakini. Now, Buddha Dakini is white, holds a damaru, holds a bell. And she's usually accompanied by four other Dakinis that represent the five Buddha families, yellow, green, red, and blue, for Akshobhya, Ratnasambhava, Moghasiddhi, and Amitabha. Now, how we distinguish Buddha Dakini generally from Machig Labron is Machig Labron usually does not have identical attendant figures around her in this deified kind of pose. But still can have problems in identification if we have a Buddha Dakini that does not have the four retinue Buddha family figures surrounding her. So this creates a little bit of a problem. So there's when we see a Machig Labron, if it's not done with narrative vignettes surrounding, or it's not clearly done with her recognizable students or deities of her tradition, then we have to question: is it actually Machig Labron, or is it actually a Buddha Dakini? So there's a bit of a crossover with deities that hold the drum. We also have Achichuki Droma, who was a human person at one time, allegedly, and then became a protector deity in Tibetan Buddhism, and she rides a horse and holds a drum. So with this kind of female teacher, we placed her in the deities holding drums section, because she was not known for holding the drum as a human teacher, only after she became a deity. Now, in terms of deities that hold drums, there's many of them. We have Buddha Kapala, we have Chakrasambhara, we have Kala Chakra, we have the Nyingma Mahotara, the Nyingma Dechen Gyalmo, six-arm Mahakala, Sri Heruka of the Nyingma Vajrabhairava, and then Dorje Yudronma as well. So we have and that's just to mention a few. There are many more, but the main ones that appear in art are the ones mentioned. So figures that hold drums, we have to divide into human teachers and then into deities. With human teachers, we have difficulty with the males because they can look relatively the same and are often mistaken one for the other. And then with the female teachers, we have Machig Labron and Niguma, and we have to distinguish them primarily by color. Niguma dark, Machig Labron is very light in color. But we have to be careful when looking at Machig and not to confuse her with Buddha Dakini. So, drums. It's not a big topic, but it's a topic that can lead to some confusion.